Namaste, angels. I'm going to do a client reading. This is for a woman I met via the internet. I know nothing about her. Actually, the extent of our conversation was basically like, hi, I'm in another country. I'm having a crisis. I'm interested in a reading. And I was just like, okay, cool. I can do it tomorrow. And that was it. And I was going to do it yesterday. Yesterday was actually tomorrow. And the energy of that proper burial for freedom, sacrifice to Osiris, and the white buffalo calf woman, that when I pull those cards, people die, and I had pulled them both this weekend. Well, yesterday people were dying, and I just wasn't in the mood to do the reading. I didn't want to do it under that energy. Actually, even a friend of mine in another state that I'm mostly just connected with because of Facebook, but it's a few years now that we're friends. He lost his son in a shooting accident. I just wasn't in the mood. Also one of my favorite actresses, because I'm an American Horror Story fan, Jessica Lange, she lost her boyfriend to ALS, something that should have a cure by now. ALS is the same thing as Lou Gehrig's disease. Anyway, I just didn't. So we're doing it today, and today's a much better day. As a matter of fact, I waited until the Uranus retrograde, because I felt that it was going to be good. Maybe because I'm an Aries moon, and so Uranus is one of my rulers. Anyway, I'm excited to do her reading and to get to the bottom of this crisis, although I have no idea what kind of crisis it is. What is the nature of this crisis? I'm beginning with my Tony Carmine Salerno Universal Love Oracle and Trilogy of Light, which for me is more so like Trinity of Light, because I feel that this is like a divine couple, and this is the universe, and this is them trying to get like nearer and dearer to the universe. And opening to balance. So somebody may need balance. She didn't even mention a romantic relationship. I'm going to look now and see if I see anything. That's all. We're going to go from there. Trilogy of Light. Moon tree. This would indicate that if there is a union of any kind, a romantic relationship, that it is a sacred one, because this moon tree card is a card of sacred marriage. The marriage between heaven and earth primarily, and then also the marriage between two sacred beings here on this plane. So two souls coming together. Opposite Trilogy of Light, that's pretty exciting. Trilogy of Light and more moon. Somebody may need to surrender. This is the Goddess. Also, a lot of moon could indicate maybe a water sign, perhaps particularly a Cancer being involved. The moon, the Earth's moon, rules the sign of Cancer. However, moon in the tarot represents the sign of Pisces. Anyway, this is the Goddess, and it's a card about surrender. Trilogy of Light, and one more. It's Mary. And she's sad. I actually saw the Three of Swords as I was shuffling the Angel Tarot too. So there may have been some heartache here, some pain, some hurt, there may be some resentment, some regret. We'll try to get to the bottom of that too. For now, Mary, who was actually part of the Trinity, of course. The Trinity, the Trilogy, however you put it. She is 1/3. Retreat. This is this card very much represents earth energy for me, and the need to get out into it, whether you're an earth sign or not, to spend some time with Mother Nature if you can, and the fact that someone needs to do some meditating too, but if you live in an area that's at all conducive to doing it outside, you should. And the overall energy is spiritual growth. I think I just saw an orb fly by too. Spiritual growth. Abundance. So more earth energy, more need to get outside, and that will help to open up a block to your earning potential of both financial, material, and love. Like there's a block to abundance in general. Venus, the ruler of both love and money. We want to clear any blocks to her that we may have. Golden memories. This may be connected to Mary's crying and or the Three of Swords, Three of Air, because this is about the need to leave the past in the past and only take with us from it the golden memories, and leave any resent or hurt or fear or regret or, any type of negative emotion and or attachment. The golden path, when this shows up, to me, it says that we're on the right one and we're headed, this reminds me of the yellow brick road from the Wizard of Oz, so we're headed toward that emerald city. The emerald ray, of which my soul is one of my original incarnations, is of the emerald ray. Although I'm presently here blue. The emerald ray is with the healers. The healers. That's from where Archangel Raphael hails. So if we're approaching that, we're approaching healing when we're approaching the Emerald City. And it's, again, healing in all areas. Raphael as well. He's known as like the patron of healing, but he's also known as that of the heart chakra as well. So maybe not of love itself. That would be, there is an angel of love, and there's an archangel of love, even. Of course, there are, gods. All of these beings translate. They have other vibrations, in other cultures and things like that. So like Chamuel is the same as Cupid, which is Venus's son. So we get into that. Chamuel will be the archangel of unconditional love. So not just love in general, unconditional love. And that is why he and Raphael work so closely together, because Raphael is of the heart. I say all that to say we're approaching the path toward the Emerald City, quote unquote Emerald City. We're approaching the path toward the Emerald Ray and the healing power of Archangels Raphael and Chamuel. Creativity. So again, I would say somebody may be a water sign or an Aquarius. And again, I'd say perhaps specifically a Pisces, because these translucent fish here, I don't know if you're able to pick them up in the shot, but they represent the sign of Pisces to me. But other than that, this woman is indeed a water bearer. She's holding a vessel, and that something appears to be spilling out of it, and she's standing here in the water. She's got this star on her head. The star in the tarot represents the sign of Aquarius, and then there's this moon here behind her. So then again, that is the moon rules in the tarot Pisces, and in real life Cancer. So water sign or an Aquarius showing up. And this last one is about the need for healing. And you see it has a lot of the same colors as this one and even this one, because these are the areas in which we need to heal, which is pretty much all of the above. Love and money, and everything in between, and everything that entails. Love in all its forms, not just, romance, self-love, all of that stuff. So this particular lineup, not very romantic, but we did already see the sacred marriage card when we saw the moon. So I'll go on from here and presume there's a relationship on which we need to work. So I'm going to grab my angel tarot, and again, you know what? I'm going to use these again. Never mind. So we're going to start with this golden path. I'm going to shake these up again, and opening to fear. Maybe this is why. Maybe I was meant to see this. This could be connected again to Mary crying and to the Three of Air. Golden path. The Guardian. And the golden path. Answered prayer. Golden path. Lastly, embrace. This card depicts what I last spoke of. This is about self-love. It looks like a couple, you know, in a very, very tight embrace. In fact, I'm a fan of hugs. My DM is a hugger too. So sometimes, especially if we've been in such separation, when we see each other again, we just spend like the first 10 minutes just standing there hugging, without, you know, saying anything. So this picture reminds me of something like that, but it's actually one person and their inner masculine and feminine having come together in balance, which is one of the first cards that I opened to for you in your reading here today. Guardian back. Very much about what it looks like, what it appears. The reminder that we all have a guardian angel, at least one, I believe two, assigned to each, which would explain again why I'm so close to Raphael and Jamuel. They've been here with me since the beginning. You know, for those that have been watching me since I started, have seen their antics from day one. But we all have two angels, you know, that hang around us at all times and guide us through life, help us to navigate this thing called life. And the overall energy is now Golden Path. I'm going to do my crossbed, my modified crossbed, so with the additional placements. We'll lay the cross itself here first. And then the extra 3 placements. The feminine with regard to herself. The gateway. So I have a feeling that you chose the gateway, your higher self chose the gateway, because you haven't yet gone through. You haven't even yet, like you're just, I can picture you here standing in front, just looking and not taking a step forward. So what this is saying to me overall is that you're aware that you haven't, maybe this is the crisis, or in part the crisis. You're stuck. Basically, that's the simplest way to put it. You're stuck. The masculine with regard to the feminine. Spiritual growth. So this is a card of movement, which is interesting. Sitting here next to her stuck. You might feel this way, but according to the masculine, you inspire movement, positive movement, you know, in a positive direction. About himself, masculine about himself, abundance. This is a card of surrender. Surrendering to the healing process to allow for the block to his abundance to be cleared, which is something we all need to do. And very admirable. Nice to see that. And again, he may be an earth sign, or somebody may be an earth sign that's involved here. That coming through again. And his feelings, or his higher self's feelings on the union, eternal flame. And these two cards sharing many of the same colors, because what is a union if not a, you know, it's abundant, right? It's a blessing. Any type of love, especially one like of immeasurable sustenance and substance and time, right? Just goes on forever. It's eternal. That's certainly abundance. Overall, Trilogy of Light is back. Wonderful. The two of you, again, trying to become nearer and dearer to the universe. And again, in a lot of the same colors. This green, which is the healing. Yellow, which is the light of God and the universe. And purple, which represents royalty, and it represents spirituality as well. Purple ray, the ultraviolet fire. all of those things. Outcome. Celebration. So we will have cause to be happy, and that's pretty apparent too. What would the masculine have you do or surrender toward bringing this whole thing together? Message from afar. I'm feeling that this has several meanings. For one thing, there's somebody from afar that I think that you're in contact with, or that has tried to be in contact with you, that the masculine would like you to let go of this person. That's first of all. And afar could just mean, you know, that they have to contact you via phone or email. You're not together. It's feeling like you haven't necessarily actually spoken to them. I mean, you may have, but I'm feeling like that's not necessarily. It's just the fact that contact continues to even be initiated, and you haven't stopped that even. Like you have to cut ties with this person, whoever they are. But also, this would certainly be a card of you and the masculine communicating, and the universe communicating messages to you. And basically the masculine asking that you listen, that you surrender, and that you listen to the messages and be receptive to them. What is he willing to do or surrender toward the union? To let go of this fear that he's holding. And it may be, especially coming through with a lot of the same colors yet again, in part, fear connected to this other person. That he doesn't know what your intentions with this person are, or what this person's intentions toward you are. He doesn't trust it. And, you know, like, can I trust it? Can I let go and believe that this other thing, other energy means nothing, and put myself at risk? Is what I'm getting from the masculine here with the fear. And what would the universe have the two of you to do or surrender to sort of work on this? Boom. Same thing the masculine wants of you, the universe wants of you both. Listening to these messages from afar. And again, this energy of Aquarius coming through. So possibly an air sign and an earth sign, and maybe a tinge of water or something. Or, yeah, combination of those. Air, water, and earth. Listening. Okay, I'm going to go on to, I mean, I think that between the moon before and the eternal flame, the masculine's feelings, or at least his higher self's feelings himself, coming forward with eternal flame, that you know what kind of relationship it is, or what the value to him. And we'll see what else we can see in another spread. Now I'm going to go to the Angel Tarot. And speaking of earth, I'm beginning with the Eight of Earth. Skilled work is rewarded. So we put in the effort and we benefit. We earn love, money, material things. Learning all there is to know about a topic as well. And maybe even going back to school. Somebody may be wanting to go back to school. Opening to life experience, or the Tower with Archangel Chamuel. I've been speaking about him. Again, he is the Archangel of unconditional love and abundance. So just like his mother, like I said, in his other vibration, he is Cupid. And Cupid's mother is Venus. Both of them rule love and money. A significant life event, a powerful revelation that leads to change. It's time to spread your wings. Life experience. Opening to the Five of Earth. This is about feeling lack. And it doesn't have to be money, at least not to me. It can be lack in any area. In fact, when I see the Five of Earth, the first thing that tends to come to mind is fear of abandonment. So not money at all, but, you know, love, being afraid of being left alone. And like I was talking about with the masculine before, with that fear versus that energy of the message from afar, it's a fear of his. If I, you know, let go, if I surrender and let go and delve into this wholeheartedly, throw my whole self in, am I going to get left for this other energy? Am I going to eventually get my heart broken over this other person that she refuses to cut ties with? That's what was coming. Life experience. And the King of Earth, generous, professional, responsible, and practical, is the King of Earth. So this definitely tells me there's an earth sign involved. A successful time. Confidently accept opportunities you're offered. You have the Midas touch. This card would represent a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, or somebody taking on those traits or attributes. Somebody acting very King of Earth-ish, male or female. Life experience. We're going to cut. And there's my earth sign. I said earth and air. Justice represents the sign of Libra. It can be here for other earth signs too, though, or somebody taking on those traits or attributes. Those of an Aquarius or a Gemini. Fair and just decisions. Do what you know is right. Stand up for your beliefs. And the overall energy is the Five of Fire. Competing goals, bothersome details, conflict with others. This can be about one or both being internally conflicted and or conflict with close friends. Friends that are so close, they're you know, it's as if they're family. However, they're very likely, more accurately, frenemies. And or actual family. This can be conflict with your actual family. And when I say family, I include people's exes, especially if they've had children together and or were married, and this person was kind of like a family member as a result. Yeah, I include them in the friends and family too. Masculine is the 10 of Earth, a very happy family life, financial security, finding magic in the little things in life. So he's doing all right. May have even like inherited a large sum of money or like come into, you know, sum of money all at once. Maybe it was owed to him, maybe from some sort of legal battle. That is perhaps why justice showed up here. He's won some sort of court suit or something in his favor that has resulted in material and or financial abundance. Whatever the case is, however he came into it, he is happy right now and doing well. Surrounded by the Knight of Fire, passionate, adventurous, self-assured, and restless is the Knight of Fire. Knight of Fire could also be representing the planet Jupiter. That may be how he came into this abundance. Jupiter, the planet of, you know, quote unquote luck, karma, if you ask me. A sudden event that needs immediate attention. Time is of the essence. Think things through carefully. Jupiter actually in Libra right now. So to get back to that justice. In his subconscious, however, ego with Archangel Jophiel, a false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things, negative or fear-based thoughts. Well, he's already admitted to the fear-based thoughts. So that's certainly a factor here. He may also be feeling bound or trapped potentially by those fear-based thoughts. He could be limiting himself. Like, I can't move forward because of this situation that's going on that I'm afraid of. This can also be being like overly obsessive about finances and or material things, or feeling stuck in any kind of way, in a relationship, at a job, you know, whatever. Feminine. The Seven of Air, plans that need revision, more going on than meets the eye, and poor timing. Seven of Air is a card of distrust. Can be in oneself or one or the other, or somebody else distrustful of you, you distrustful of somebody attempting to steal something. It's a card of, yeah, an energy of that too, of thievery. I call it the joy stealers. This card, the card of joy, or the energy of joy stealers. Surrounded by the Hermit, more earth sign. The Hermit represents the sign, because did I say that the ego is the devil? And it represents the sign of Capricorn or Virgo or Taurus, but primarily Capricorn. And the Hermit is a Virgo who can also be coming through because of a Taurus or a Capricorn. Spend time in quiet meditation, spiritual teaching, self-discovery. This is about needing to go within. Look within yourself to learn about you. Hermit is a card to me of learning. But it's also being being a student of life often, as far as I'm concerned, and a student again of oneself, learning what makes you tick, what you want out of this experience that we call life, and this period of it. What are you trying to achieve? What are your goals? What are your worries? That's about what you want to learn. In the feminine subconscious, the Five of Earth, so that lack and perhaps fear of abandonment being back, fears surrounding money, also the wisdom to accept help from others, and you may have embarked upon some self-employment, or this card shows up when people do, and uncertain about how that's going to turn out. Crowning, the King of Earth is also back. Beautiful. So this is like needless worry, especially in this placement, which is your subconscious, not actual energy surrounding you or anything going on. A successful time. Confidently accept opportunities you're offered. You have the Midas touch. When this card shows up, we could be offered a job for which we haven't even applied or something. And here's the reason. At the root, it's the Seven of Earth. Seeds well planted. A temporary pause in action and unnecessary worry on both ends. We've got the Devil here and we've got the Five of Earth here. These both represent worry about finances or the material. And the Seven of Earth shows up to say, no, you've done the work. There's no need to worry. Right? We just got to wait. We're going to reap what we've sown, but we have to wait for it to grow. Here at the heart of the matter, the Tower. A significant life event and a powerful revelation that leads to change. It's time to spread your wings. That the Tower does not have to be negative. A lot of people see the Tower and they go like, oh boy. But especially for me, sitting here under the King of Earth and crossing the Ten of Earth and sitting next to the Knight of Fire, the Tower, and atop the Seven of Earth, again, which is about waiting for your ship to come in because you've sent one out and it has to return. The Tower can be about, boom, all of a sudden you come into this money, or your finances start to move in a positive direction. They are no longer stuck. You're no longer stuck in this energy of lack. All of a sudden there's a lot of growth potential for you and your bank account. Let's see what the romance angels would add to all of this. Beginning with flirt. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. Open to very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Very soon. Attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. So by letting go, this is another card of surrender. Letting go of your thoughts, your worry, your panic, and just being in the moment is how more love continues to come. When we start thinking about we're having a good time together and all of a sudden we start thinking about separation and all these negative things, the last time it was this good, right after he left, then it's very possible that right after your energy is going to push his away. That's how it works. That's how the law of attraction works. So instead, what we're going to do is put positive images and thoughts in our head, because very soon, if we clearly decide what we want, and think, not be overly paranoid about it, but think positive thoughts about that, and just a belief that it's coming and perhaps that we already have it, we will indeed have it. What you want will come to you now. Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Very soon. I'm going to cut. Calling in your soulmate, your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. And the overall energy is deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. That can have many different things. It can be about, for example, again, getting back to the first spread and the masculine's fear, like not wanting to step all the way forward, is like lying to yourself, deception to yourself, lying to your own heart, that type of thing. It can be something connected to this 7 of air as well, you know, and an issue of distrust or trust issues, as they say. Here atop the 10 of earth, free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. Atop the knight of fire, who comes through suddenly. So it's as if before there was nothing happening and now he shows up, and that is worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. Again, this also crosses the 7 of earth, which is about a waiting period, you know, while something grows. Patience being required. Here atop ego or the devil, give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. This card, the free yourself, can very well be connected to the masculine's desire for financial freedom and, you know, working hard. And maybe that's why there's so much focus that it's become like a devil. Being married to this need for money and obsession with money is a possibility, especially with it sitting here next to the king of earth as well. For the feminine, atop the 7 of air, flirt. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. So this 7 of air can very much mean lack of confidence and trust in herself. So holding back on maybe even some of the flirting. What she needs to do is not be so serious. Get into a position where we're enjoying the moment and being lighthearted. Not being too heavy and dumping our emotional baggage on other people. We brought this big heavy bag with us. We're not going to do that. We're going to move into a place that is peaceful and then share that energy with others or with one another. Here atop the hermit, maybe one of the things you'll discover is your soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate, and maybe perhaps you are the one wearing the mask. You will learn about yourself and be able to pull that mask off and acknowledge the soulmate and go after it. Put some effort into fixing this. Atop this 5 of earth, which I said is a fear of abandonment, if you ask me, would be an explanation for that. It's safe for you to love. You don't have to have the fear of getting into a relationship or of abandonment. It's safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. I think you both may have like a similar fear. Crowning and atop the king of earth, finances and career. Makes sense to me. Shouldn't finances and career be sitting atop the king of earth? Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. Again, I think that the factor may be that we're a little overly concerned with them, but that money is going to be coming in if it has not already. Here atop the 7 of earth, passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Dispense with the worry and instead, enjoy the moment. Yet again, coming through for you. And at the heart of the matter here atop the tower, separation. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. Why do I feel this is now? Maybe this is part of the crisis. Again, we didn't talk about what the crisis is, but I just got like a jolt that this is now. That's what the tower was. And maybe it was in order to get finances together, and to free himself from, that to which he's married. His work, his trying to get himself together. He is guided. He does know that he has to give his relationship a chance. That's on his mind here. But again, it'll be worth waiting for when it comes around. Let's see what the Ascendant Masters would add to this as well. Beginning with trust and Vishnu. So I think that's very appropriate. And opening to health and healing with Hilarion. Something else that has been an overlying theme in this reading since the start. Trust. And yoga, which can help you come into balance. Yoga is a form of meditation, if you ask me. And the parties of this union certainly could use some meditation. And again, outside in the earth. In your element, or whomever's element this is, all this earth that keeps turning up, is best. Trust is back. And yes, says Ganesh, yes, I will remove the obstacles. And maybe that's why the finances are finally coming together here. That may have been a block before. And Ganesh helping you to tear that block down, if he hasn't already ripped it away. Yes. And see the other person's point of view. There can be a need to not just the other outside people, because I'm feeling a potential for outside people on both sides, outside energy, but I think more so over here. Not only seeing, their point of view, but one another in that regard too. So again, like the masculine's feeling about this message from afar energy, try to see his perspective on that. Mother, wife, sister, daughter, Lady Nada. This card shows up when there is a feminine energy with whom we need to heal a relationship. And this can be our very own feminine energy, male or female, masculine or feminine. This can be our inner feminine. Similar to the card that popped up in the first spread, that embrace card where they were hugging. And I said, this is one person's inner masculine and feminine, like that. We need to come into balance. This can also represent an actual especially getting back to this overall energy, not only of deception, but of the 5 of fire. This can be getting back to an actual mother, wife, sister, or daughter of one, the other, or even both, with whom we need to heal a relationship on this plane in the 3D. And by heal a relationship, I mean potentially repair it. Like some relationships can be repaired, and some need to be healed by walking away, even if it's our family or close friends. The overall energy is come out of the closet with Amaterasu, which to me fits very well with deception. It's like somebody's hiding their true feelings from themselves and or others. Here on top, free yourself. And the 10 of Earth. Balance, career, and home life in Isis. So this is exactly what I was talking about before. I said I felt that the masculine was like married to his work. He needs time for social as well. And I can understand why he was married to his work. He comes from a if not a physical place of lack, maybe, in his childhood or whatever. He was coming from a mentality or a thought pattern of lack. And that's why he's obsessed here, according to the energy of the devil showing up in his subconscious, with this need for money and the material. Money and the material, money and the material, you know, like get money, basically, like the Biggie Smalls, Notorious B.I.G. song and all that kind of stuff, that type of mindset. So that's how he became married to the job. He needs to free himself of that, though. Like all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. And he needs to find balance in that area. The goddess Isis guides him to do that as well. Here, a top worth waiting for. It's right with thought. I still feel like this has something to do with some sort of justice and writing a contract. I guess it could have something to do with with a business and or a legal issue still. And there's another moon here. There's a full moon behind thought. But I'm seeing like writing. It's like some kind of contract or signing some kind of contract. And if you let go of that energy, if you write something off maybe, and stop with the obsession over this and give your relationship a chance instead, that's going to bring about for the masculine the power of joy. Right? This is what's going to make him happy. Here for the feminine, a top flirt and the 7 of air. You're seeing this situation accurately, says Horus. So you can trust yourself. You can trust your intuition. You can trust your eyes. They're not lying eyes, according to Horus. Here, a top soulmate and the hermit. See the other person's point of view is back. So when you're going within and coming to realizations about yourself, that may help you to understand more about the other as well, or others in your life. And sort of like a queen of air, Queen of Swords, particularly a Gemini, we have this way about us, even if it's not to our benefit, seeing like another view of a situation, seeing like all sides of a situation, whether they are for or against us or neutral, like good, bad, or indifferent. That's what you're being asked to do here too when you go within. Like be honest with yourself about the full picture, the big picture. In your subconscious, atop it's safe for you to love in the 5 of earth. Open your heart to love, says Jesus. So this, I mean, these 3 cards, you know, not only do they go together, but they go together. Here again, we have the fear of love and perhaps abandonment. That's why we're afraid to get into a relationship. So the romance angels show up and say, no, it's safe for you to love. Please open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. Because we have to be able to both give and receive love. Love has to be able to pass both ways in order to be healthy, or otherwise it doesn't work. And then to double down, as they say, on that message, here comes Jesus saying the same thing as the romance angels. Open your heart to love. Open your heart to love. So I think that's clear there. Here, crowning atop the king of earth and finances and career is more finances and career. That's what the green man is all about. Abundance, money, 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 money. So again, not only do these 3 cards go together, but these 3 cards go together. There's no need to worry about this area of your life. Okay, this will be taken care of. The green man shows up. He shows up to say abundance is on its way. Finances and career from the romance angels, yes, that could go either way. But when coupled with the king of earth, it means abundance is on its way. At the root, atop the 7 of earth and passion, detached from drama, says Pallas Athena. This shows up in connection with this 5 of fire. And I guess the need for patience and maybe the need for separation comes from the need to work some stuff out on both sides and pull away from some negativity and toxicity in your life. Heal from that so that you can come back together to be with one another. And perhaps it has something to do with your mother, wife, sister, daughter, and or your own inner feminine. Mother, wife, sister, daughter shows up atop separation and atop life experience or the tower. So something may have gone on with another energy in his life and or his inner feminine, and the same for you. I have some time here, and if I did, I had wanted to look at some abundance and or life purpose cards. I think we've already got definitive answer that abundance is coming. I'm still torn though. You know what? I'm going to go to abundance. I picked up life purpose. I was going to begin with artists, but I'm being moved to this abundance. Let's see why this is so prevalent in your reading. What maybe some of these blocks had been that Ganesh has removed or is removing for you or helping you to remove, in case there's any work left for you to do. Beginning with detox your friendships. So this is very much like the Five of Wands, Five of Fire that has already shown up here, and that friends and or family causing you drama that I already pointed out, and that the Pallas Athena, the goddess of war, shows up to tell you to pull away from it too. Now these angels of abundance showing up to say detox your friendships, but this would include family too. Your abundance flow is being affected by the people with whom you're spending time. So be discerning about your associations and relationships, and choose to be with people who are inspiring, generous, and supportive instead. Opening 2, organize for success. Do not let the word organize intimidate you, as it is simply a way for you to ensure clarity of purpose. Organizing your thoughts, your reports, your living and workspace, and your finances will help you to know and plan your next action steps. Detach your friendships and block out distractions. Your life purpose and other priorities need your undivided attention. So it's time for you to take charge of your schedule and working environment by turning off electronics and avoiding anyone or anything that distracts you from what's important. You already know what these distractions are, and you have the power to responsibly block them out. Detox your friendships and take a divinely guided chance. This is like the Fool, right? Major Arcana card 0. This is like jump right in. Have some faith in what the universe or God is showing you. All positive change and successful ventures involve a degree of risk, and you're ready to follow your divine guidance to new territories as you leave behind that which is comfortable and familiar, but no longer appropriate for you. So this is like golden memories too. We're taking the good, we're leaving behind like what's not for us anymore. You make room for new and more meaningful opportunities when you do that. Leave the baggage behind and only take the memories and move forward. Take a divinely guided chance. Words of abundance. You have the ability to instantly manifest abundance by choosing powerfully positive words. Always describe your own and the world's economic situation in loving and optimistic terms, and that is what you attract for yourself and others. So the same way I was talking about love earlier, as I was explaining the attraction card in the romance angel oracle, this guides you to speak about finances in a similar way, right? That's, we talk positively, speak positive things over our own lives, basically, and the lives of others, and positive will come. And your overall energy here is focus on your priorities. Where you put your focus is where you receive your outcome. Your priorities are calling you, which may produce a feeling of anxiety unless you give them the time and attention they and you deserve. Even a small amount of time devoted to your priorities will help you to feel better and more confident. So this is like whatever your priority is. Let's say your priority is you're going on a diet. I don't know anything about you. I don't know if you need a diet. you could be model thin. I don't know. I'm using it as an example. You're going on a diet. So you're dedicating every day 10 minutes to meal prep or 10 minutes to exercise. That's what that card speaks of. It's like allotting yourself some time in your own schedule to work toward the things that matter to you, whatever that is. Here atop the goddess Isis is release jealousy. Jealousy is an affirmation that you don't have something, and the universe manifests exactly as you affirm. Let other people's successes inspire rather than frustrate you. Being married to work or married to money and the idea of having it arises from, sort of coveting somebody else's success. That's a block to your masculine if he's doing that. So he needs to let that go. Here for you, for him again, surrounding him atop right and the Knight of Fire. God is your source. Everything you need is supplied by the infinite source of God, and your faith opens the doorway to receive. In God, there's no lack or limitation. Rather, there is plenty of abundance for all to share. So this may be what causes the Knight of Fire to get off his butt and come running, is the abundance. Here in his subconscious, atop ego or the devil and the power of joy is employment change. Your career path is leading you in a higher direction with positive changes to support your dreams, priorities, passions, and life purpose. Trust that these changes will help you to release the old and welcome the new. You're being supported each step of the way. And, the 7 of Earth, 8 of Earth, King of Earth, all of this an indication of exactly that. Here atop, you're seeing this situation accurately, and the 7 of Air, abundance mindset. So this is getting back to the trust issues. You got to trust yourself so that you're able to be successful, that you are successful. Change your mindset. If you think of your abundance as something that happens in the future, then it will always be one day away from you. See, feel, think, and speak of abundance as something you already have in the present moment. And that is what you will experience. And this is abundance in all forms, not just financial. Love too. Here, atop, see the other person's point of view, and the Hermit. Windfall of abundance. An increase in abundance is arriving in many different forms, and it's crossing the Green Man and the King of Earth. It certainly makes sense. Be open to receiving it. Okay, same thing that this card says with regard to love, which is another form of abundance. The Jesus card and the Romance Angel card both say be open to receiving love. Be open to receiving it, and know that this abundance comes to you to support your life purpose, your health, and your charity work. So if it is financial, what this means is, if it is monetary, when you get it, when you're not just going to go like mine. There's an idea of we need to continue to cycle it. We need to continue to share it, and it keeps coming around. That's another way that the law of attraction works. And also basically that how the scriptures are written, how the prophecies are written. There's a lot of tithing and sharing and support of one another. And that is how we continue the abundance in our own lives as well. Here in your subconscious, atop the 5 of Earth and Jesus, as well as the Romance Angels and Open Your Heart, is detox your friendships. So this may be associated with your fear. Your fear because you've had some bad relationships with certain people. Let go of that. Your abundance flow is being affected by the people with whom you're spending time. So be discerning about your associations and your relationships, and instead choose to be with people who are inspiring, generous, and supportive of you. Crowning, atop retreat into nature, do the work. This is also atop the king of earth, so it makes perfect sense. It's not enough to dream or pray. You've also got to take the positive action steps that you are being divinely guided to take. Consistently working on your priorities will make them flourish like a lush flower garden. You think it's a coincidence that there's like a garden here? Or here? Or here? At the root, atop detached from drama and the seven of earth, as well as passion, take a divinely guided chance. This is about the risk again. All positive change and successful ventures involve a degree of risk, and you are ready to follow your divine guidance to new territories as you leave behind that which is comfortable and familiar and which isn't, right? As you leave behind, as you detach from whatever of your past, because it's no longer appropriate for you, you make room for new and more meaningful opportunities. And at the heart of the matter, here atop the separation in the tower and mother, wife, sister, daughter, unlimited ideas. Your mind is one with God's infinite mind. Therefore, you have complete access to unlimited ideas, guaranteed to bring blessings. All you need to do is to take divinely guided action to allow these ideas to come to fruition. So we have a lot of divine guidance here. If you follow it, is what this means. You will help yourself along, help yourself to unblock anything that is prohibiting you right now, inhibiting you right now. Further, from the angels of abundance to the masculine, sever your vows of poverty. That can be something here too. That's causing him to be overly focused on the material and on money. He may, in this lifetime, consciously, unconsciously, or certainly in a past life, made some sort of vow of poverty. And now his like subconscious is holding him to it. And he needs to release himself from it. Dear one, there's no need to suffer or sacrifice. Hold the intention of undoing any vows of poverty or self-denial that you may have made, consciously or unconsciously, in any lifetime. As you do so, all effects of these vows will be undone for everyone involved in all directions of time. For you, let go of guilt. When you allow your light to shine brightly, you inspire others. Forgive yourself for what you think you've done or not done, and trust that God loves you unconditionally for who you are. Learn and grow from your past mistakes. You can find that out when you go within with the hermit. Instead of berating yourself, that means beating yourself up for them. Detach from the drama that you have with yourself even. Again, this Five of Wands, Five of Fire, can be about self-conflict, inner turmoil. From the romance angels to the masculine, trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. So this is a repeating theme with you guys, this need for trust in yourself and each other and others. Let go of control issues, is what the romance angels have to say to you. Allow this situation to unfold naturally. So we cannot force it. That in itself is a block. From the love oracle to the masculine, physical body with him surrounded by all this yellow and orange light. This is more surrender for healing. Perhaps healing specifically of the sacral chakra and the solar plexus with this orange and yellow showing up. For you, divine guidance. Same themes over and over, and more moon, more 8. So maybe this will be next week. The end of this week can be particularly important for you, perhaps, and an awesome time for you to get into full surrender with our full moon in Aquarius on the 7th of August. Divine guidance. From the angels to the masculine, the world, and it involves a third energy of some sort. A job well done, joy, contentment, and gratitude, and the path toward enlightenment. The world for me, unlike many others for whom it's about like, oh, the world is at your feet. The world is your oyster. That's not what it means for me. It means that we have like survived a long, trying, difficult, maybe boring, like something that we feel stuck in. It's been a long time. Maybe we overspent our welcome at our job, in a relationship, in a friendship, whatever the situation is. And we've stayed so long that the universe is saying, okay, let me help you out because you're not leaving, even though you know you need to. It can be staying away too long too. In the separation, so you got to come back together now, because it's gone on too long. So the universe stepping in to help. That's what the world is about for me. And being a 21, it's a 3, so it can certainly involve a third energy and be what I call a party of 3 situation, which is not necessarily a romantic situation, but can be. It can be, what's commonly called a love triangle. That's a possibility, but not necessarily. For you, strength. Great inner strength. Release harsh judgments and instead exercise some forgiveness and compassion. So somebody may be a fire sign. I actually didn't say that, but the king, what ended up showing up here and representative of potential actual people is the energy of fire, with the Knight of Fire showing up here, and the energy of earth with the King of Earth showing up here. Contrary to what some of the like picture cards were showing me before. In any case, you're being blessed with great inner strength. This is being bestowed upon you by the angels to get through all of your work, to help you, to support you in following the divine guidance that you've been given. And lastly, from the Ascended Masters to you, stay focused, says Kuthumi. So even if something tries to divert you off of path, or someone, maybe like a friend from afar, you are going to remain focused, and you've been bestowed with, again, the strength to do so has been bestowed upon you. And lastly, for the masculine, crystals with Epona. And if you have the opportunity to share with him, I think that not only should he work with crystals, but perhaps specifically selenite, because I feel like he has a few things to sever. We got this card about severing vows. We got this card about releasing jealousy. He has cords to cut, and he's got the world here too. So he may want to work with some selenite, perhaps even specifically a selenite wand, and do a cord cutting ceremony. And of course, not selling it to you, but I also perform those and other types of healing should you guys need help with that. I hope that you find your reading helpful and that you enjoy it, dear. Namaste, Angel.